Hello, 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 citizens of the Writer's Corner podcast. This is your host, author Anthony Avina. Welcome to this week's episode. We are on episode 38 of the Writer's Corner podcast, and we are going to be talking about something a little different. Nothing to do with creative writing or anything like that. I mean, it's partly to do with that. We're going to be talking about 5 revenue streams for a full-time writer. And this is just based off my own personal experiences, and everyone is different. Everyone goes through their career differently, and I'm not sitting here claiming to be rolling in the dough as per se, but I will say that there are options out there for us writers who are still starting out and trying to earn a living while still pursuing their dreams of being a writer. So that is what we're going to talk about today. But first, let's go over to pop culture news. First, Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow on the HBO's Game of Thrones, teased that he will be in Season 6 as his character, although he will be a corpse. He is saying that he is dead, and it will not be returning in a living capacity. However, speculation still remains among fans and experts, considering that images of him in a soldier outfit, not on the wall, but well in the north, were spotted on set. This kind of indicates that he will be in the show, whether it's as Jon Snow, Jon Stark, or as something else altogether remains to be seen. But speculation remains that Kit Harington is playing the silent game, trying to throw people off. Only time will tell when HBO's Game of Thrones returns for Season 6. Next up, J.K. Simmons has been cast as Commissioner James Gordon in Justice League Part 1. And most notoriously known for his roles on HBO's Oz, Law and Order SVU, and for his stint as J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man franchise with Sam Raimi. He is now going to be one of Gotham's most notorious characters besides Batman in his Rogues Gallery, which is the face of the law, James Gordon. He is sure to bring a grittiness to the role, and it's interesting that he's going to be first featured in the Justice League film, which indicates that parts of the film are going to take place in Gotham City. Next up, Disney star Zendaya has been cast in the mystery role of Michelle in the upcoming Spider-Man reboot, and is set to star alongside Tom Holland's Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, and Marissa Tomei's iteration of Aunt May. Not much is known about the role, but it is interesting to see the casting choices that are made to show a more diversified cast. And finally, Joseph Gordon-Levitt has left the adaptation of Neil Gaiman's Sandman, a very popular comic that really put the Vertigo comic books company on the map. An imprint of DC Comics, Sandman was set to have Joseph Gordon-Levitt not only direct, but possibly star in the film. And after a new writer was brought in to rewrite this original script, Joseph Gordon-Levitt has gracefully bowed out of the project, leaving the future of this film up in the air. Well, that does it with our pop culture news of the week. Now let's move on to Lexington and Fifth, Week 10. For those of you new to this podcast, Lexington and Fifth is my 2016 Wattpad project in which I publish a chapter a week for 52 weeks straight of a brand new novel I am in the process of writing called Lexington and Fifth. The story tells of this woman named Ella who's moved on with her life after a tragic event in college that kind of took someone close to her away from her. The people responsible, her former friends, are starting to come up dead one by one. And right now, in Chapter 10, we're going to go to a character named Raymond. For those of you who don't know this story yet, Raymond was there during this incident, and he tried to save the person who was taken from Ella, but he could not get to him fast enough. When we get to chapter 10, by the way, the song of the week is Bad Religion by Frank Ocean. Very, very good song. I think it fits the tone of this chapter really well. Raymond is in his hotel after the funeral of Kate, and he's thinking about his music career, how he got where he is, thinking about wanting to use the funds to help Andrew's parents, Andrew being the person who was taken from Ella, tragically. He wants to atone for his failure to save Andrew. Unfortunately, in this chapter, Raymond comes face to face with the mysterious monster responsible for Kate's death, and things do not go well for Raymond. You'll have to find out exactly how bad it is for Raymond in chapter 10 of Lexington and Fifth, coming out this Friday on Wattpad. Be sure to look up Lexington and Fifth or my name, author Anthony Avina, on Wattpad, and follow the story as it develops. It will be a year-long project, so tune in to that. Next, we have our review of the week. I've been reading the Mortal Instruments series for the past few weeks, and recently finished the Mortal Instruments City of Fallen Angels, which is book 4 of the story. Here's a little preview of the review. You can read the full review on my blog, authorAnthonyAvina.tumblr.com. And spoiler alert, there might be minor spoilers ahead, so just so you know. If you haven't read the whole series yet, you can go now and come back in like 3 minutes. The Mortal War is over, and life has gone on for Clary J. Simon and the rest of the group in Cassandra Clare's 4th Mortal Instruments book, City of Fallen Angels. Weeks after the bloody battle in Idris, the Shadowhunter home, Clary's back in New York, starting her training to become a Shadowhunter. With the knowledge that they are not in fact siblings, Clary and Jace pursue their romantic relationship for the first time. But soon Jace starts pulling away, and Clary is left to figure out what is haunting the boy she's falling in love with. Meanwhile, Simon is adjusting to life as not only a vampire and a daywalker, but as the bearer of the Mark of Cain. Wrestling with his vampiric nature and trying to maintain a normal human life, as well as an unexpected love triangle, Simon soon learns that there are new, powerful players interested in him, and he learns just how powerful the Mark truly is. With dead Shadowhunters being found around the city, a new conspiracy threatens to tear apart the happiness and peace they all thought they could enjoy with the death of Valentine. That was just a brief synopsis. My thoughts are, it was a great book. It was really well written. I love that the story can continue. It's not one of those trilogies that they all lived happily ever after. The world still moves on, and just because one threat is taken care of doesn't mean other threats don't come up. That's the way the world works, and especially in Cassandra Clare's very massive mythology of the Shadowhunters, defeating one enemy isn't the end of the war. The war is always continuous, and it's interesting to see how these characters move on after everything they've already faced. So those are my thoughts. If you want to see all of my thoughts on this, make sure you go to my blog, like I said, authoranthonyavina.tumblr.com. Alright guys, now the main event you've all been waiting for. My 5 revenue streams of a full-time writer. The first revenue stream that I consider a good one is my Amazon Associates account. For those of you who have your own website, who have your own blog, who have a way to get a store onto, your site, Amazon Associates allows you to create a store or multiple stores called an aStore. Through that, you put products, whether it be your own books or you put other products like filming equipment, podcast equipment, anything like that. You put it in your store, and then you put it on your site so people can buy directly through you. When they purchase things through that link, you get a percentage of the revenue, because it's kind of like a referral fee in a way. And this can go for Amazon Associates, for any brand deal you can get, um, something like that. If you do unboxing videos of some kind, then you can put that up there. But I like Amazon Associates. If you guys want to check out my aStore, make sure you go to my website, which is in the description below on the podcast and on YouTube. And the store is going to be right there on the main site, so check it out. The second revenue stream that I find helpful is YouTube. Now, those of you who don't know, I have my own YouTube channel. It's called Avina Vlogs. I daily vlog. I put up the podcast on there. I do weekly random videos on Fridays. They can be tags or challenges. They can be short films, stuff like that. I also do reviews on there, both book reviews, movie reviews, album reviews, all that fun stuff. I am a YouTube partner. I've worked at this YouTube thing for the last 3 years, and we are now almost to 600 subscribers, which is awesome. And it keeps growing every day. It really is starting to build little by little, and it's a lot of work. You have to put a lot of time and effort into it, and you can't just throw an unedited video together and expect to get a lot of hits. You have to really work at it. You have to learn filming techniques, editing techniques, the best way to tag your video so that it gets in front of people. It's a lot of work you have to put into it. But the work is worth the reward if you get your subscribers built up and your views start to accumulate. You get paid by YouTube, or if you're with a partner network like I am, I'm with Fullscreen. You can join them and you get revenue from them as well. So YouTube has really become an oasis in a way for indie authors like myself. The third revenue stream is freelance writing. You'll find if you go online, there are several companies, magazines, blogs, anyone really, who put out ads for freelance writers, whether it's a one-time article or several articles. If you look hard enough, there are people looking for writing jobs. And if you have a particular niche, per se, if you are an automotive writer, there's a lot of jobs for automotive writers. Entertainment writers, educational writers, all sorts. Just look for that, and you'll be golden. So, revenue stream 4 would be journalism, which is something I cover. I am a journalist for ONREQUEST magazine, a very popular entertainment magazine on the internet. And we do all forms of entertainment, from my specialty being album reviews and music reviews. We also do film reviews, entertainment news, that sort of thing. And, a journalism job could be a great outlet for you to be a writer at the same time. I do my reviews, I write them, I also do the video portion of it, I publish it. And then when I'm done, I have time to work on my book. And it's also a great way to practice your creative writing, because you have a short amount of time to write something that's going to draw your reader in. So journalism is a great revenue stream. You have to find the right magazine. You have to make sure they're willing to pay. And you have to make sure that you aren't doing more work and getting less money. I've come across companies who want to pay you for your writing once a month for $25, and they want you to write several articles a month, and I had to turn them down. You have to really look for the right job, and you have to make sure you're going for something you know and are passionate about. You don't want to go for a car magazine if you don't know anything about cars, obviously. Know your strengths, know your passions, and go for it. And journalism can be a great outlet for you as a writer. The final revenue stream, of course, is book sales. Now, this is a difficult thing to do when you're first starting out. The market is super busy and crowded with authors already, especially with self-publishing being so easy to do now. It's really difficult to get your work out there, but It's about hard work. It's about dedication and strength. You really have to be dedicated to putting yourself out there, and you know, eventually, uh, a book will come along where that really grabs people, and if one book catches, the rest of your books may follow. You never know. Obviously it takes time, but hopefully eventually book sales will be an actual revenue stream for you. Sorry about that background noise. One of my dogs was barking, but that is the end of this podcast, guys. Thank you so much for listening. In the comments below, why don't you tell me what one revenue stream I didn't list is for a full-time writer? Of course, a lot of writers have to go out and get actual other jobs, but these are just a few revenue streams for a full-time writer I thought I would share with you. But leave me in the comments below or in the review section of the podcast what your thoughts are and what you would like to hear us talk about next time. As always, leave your comments letting us know how we're doing, what you think we should change, edit, add, any of that stuff. And yeah, I appreciate it. If you're watching this or listening to this on YouTube, please give this video a big thumbs up. Like this video, comment on it, favorite, and share it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It would mean the world to me if you could. And click that eye in the sky to see today's recommended videos, playlists, and more. If you're listening to this on SoundCloud or iTunes, thank you so much for listening in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the podcast on either one of those. It would mean so much to me. And then leave a review. It would really mean a lot to us if you could leave a review because it helps us build the podcast up more. And yeah, that's everything, guys. Thank you so much for listening in. And we will see you guys next week for episode 39 of the Writer's Corner podcast. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And we'll see you next time. Long days and pleasant nights, my friends.